Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles, the elders. Salutations to you, sincere brothers, teaching in truth and in sincerity. This lesson will be entitled An Intolerable Anguish. Lord, will you are edified. My source, Natural News, and this article is entitled Trucking Industry is Short 80,000 Truck Drivers Amid Supply Chain Crisis. This article was published November 8th, 2021. The American Trucking Associations claim that the trucking industry is short by a record high 80,000 drivers, which is 30% more than before the fill in the blank, when the industry faced a shortage of 61,500 drivers. The ATA, the largest trade association in the trucking industry, said drivers retiring and increased consumer demand have contributed to the shortfall. This comes at a time when major U.S. ports are backlogged because of fewer trucks and drivers to pick up cargo, creating a supply chain slowdown. In California, retailers and shippers in the ports of LA and Long Beach have expanded round-the-clock operations last month as part of President Joe Biden's plans to ease supply chain bottlenecks. However, the ports can't work round the clock because importers don't have enough truck drivers to move cargo at all hours. New trucks and trailers are also in short supply, further limiting the movement of cargo. Operations are the issue, not drivers. Trucks haul 71% of the U.S. economy's goods, but represent only 4% of the vehicles on the road. Truck fleets say they can't hire enough drivers to meet consumer demand because the country's labor shortage has left openings for other blue-collar jobs that compete with trucking, such as local delivery operations. Moreover, the surge of goods has resulted in log jams at loading docks and port terminals, making drivers' jobs harder. Factories and warehouses are also short of staff to load and receive goods, worsening the log jams. Sadaya Morris, a 28-year-old truck driver who now owns a freight shipping company, said drivers normally sit for hours waiting to pick up cargo and get held up again when dropping off freight with customers. In other words, drivers need to wait for hours for free. It's the operations that are the issue, said Morris. Morris belongs to a trucker group called Par 18, which is pushing to ensure that drivers get paid for their time as it is. Most drivers are paid by the mile, and they don't typically get paid for the first few hours they spend waiting to load or unload cargo. And of course, this issue will present, most importantly, famines. Matthew 24 and verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privily, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of your coming and of the end of the world? This is the last rulership prior to the arrival of Yahushua. Let's jump to 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so come as a thief in the night. And that's why it's extremely important for us to be on point at all times. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction come upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Let's focus on travail according to the Greek.
Strong's G 5604, Odin. Odin.
According to Outline of Biblical Usage, definition 2, intolerable anguish in reference to the dire calamities precede the event, meaning arrival, of the Messiah or Mashiach, which means anointed. Let's focus on anguish, which means what? And my source, New Oxford American Dictionary, severe mental or physical pain or suffering. And guess what? Famines will bring this. Okay? And a famine is defined as a lack of food. Severe mental or physical pain or suffering, and a famine will bring mental or physical pain or sufferings. And guess what? They are intolerable, meaning what? Hard to bear, because you can't get your mindset off of it. Lamentations 4:9. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. Getting killed by the sword is a quick death. However, dying from hunger is long and drawn out, as your body eats on itself. And think about your mindset. You're longing and craving for something to eat. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger, for these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field. A lot of people are going to die from these famines, which is man-created. However, Esau E, referring to the nobility of Edom, has got this blueprint, or is inspired by Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Because remember, the Most High rules in the kingdom of men and give it to the basis of men. Okay. Second Ezra 6 and verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Going into what? This article. Trucking industry is short 80,000 truck drivers amid supply chain supplies. And guess what? A famine is part of that intolerable anguish, and a reference to the dire calamities precede, meaning before the arrival of the Messiah. And we must invest our confidence, going into our faith in Yahushua, in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Lord, will you edify? Shalom.